This is the 5th running of Car and Driver's Lightning Lap, our annual time trial competition at VIR. This is the LL2 class for cars that cost between $30,000 and $60,000. We invited Mazda's rotary-powered RX-8 back to see if the R3 package would help shave any time from the 319 lap we recorded in 2006. With only 232 horsepower and 159 pound-feet of torque, a quick lap in the RX-8 requires careful preservation of every last bit of speed, but the sharp steering and easy-to-exploit grip allow the RX-8 to be flung into corners without fear. Cornering in the R3 is a remarkably neutral affair, and the relatively long, sedan-like wheelbase helps keep movement stable. You get the feeling that the RX-8 won't do anything too surprising too quickly, and until it gets more power, it never will. The Mazda RX-8 R3 posted a best lap of 316.7. Compared with its non-STI little brother, the WRX STI is slower down the front straight. So why exactly does the STI lap VIR 2.7 seconds faster than WRX? The lead occurs mainly through the winding sections of the track, where the STI's tighter chassis and fade-free brakes mean drivers can solve handling dilemmas instantaneously and carry more speed with less body roll. As with its WRX sibling, understeer is the STI's dominant chassis trait, despite the STI's trick center differential. While the STI is a better track toy than the WRX, the stopwatch still favors Mitsubishi's Evo. The Subaru Impreza WRX STI ran a best lap of 313.8. We've always said that the Evo comes into its own on the track, and this SE variant puts an exclamation point on that statement. The Evo was 3.2 seconds quicker than the STI. It's fleeter than the STI through all sections but the second. Both exhibited a lot of understeer, but the Evo has slightly sharper turn-in. The Evo's torque vectoring wizardry one-ups the STI as it can split torque side to side, not just front to back, and it produces magical results. The Mitsubishi Lancer Evo SE ran a best time of 310.6. The Mustang GT gives you the best parts of the V6-powered car, only with more horsepower. The GT's additional juice comes without a correspondingly significant weight penalty. Like the V6, the GT's steering is above average, turn-in is crisp, handling near neutral, and controlled trail braking is possible. The uphill S section is the only place where the GT outperformed the GT500. The GT requires few throttle changes, and carrying speed is easier because the Shelby requires a significant amount of lift to stay on the track. The Ford Mustang GT ran a best lap of 308.6. 3 years ago, the ISF turned a less than impressive 314. Lexus has since tweaked all suspension elements. The result is a BMW M3 matching performance around VIR. That's heady company for Lexus to be keeping, especially considering that the ISF weighs 195 more pounds than the M3 and makes only 2 additional horsepower. The aforementioned updates increase confidence. The brakes are fantastic too. The pedal might be a tad wooden, but the system remains fade-free after multiple laps of abuse, something none of the other large sedans could claim this year. The Lexus ISF turned a best lap of 305.4. Shelby GT500s have never fared well on this test. The old iron block engine repeatedly suffered from heat soak, which would sap power, and the car's tires wouldn't last more than 1 lap. But for 2011, there are major updates that have paid major dividends. The 2011 car is lighter, but it's still a portly beast. There is some body roll, but not a lot, and despite its solid rear axle, the GT500 brews confidence by the gallon. The shifter's throws are unnecessarily short, and getting a lap together with an error-free 2 to 3 shift didn't happen. The Ford Shelby GT500 turned a best lap of 304. For the full story, pick up the February 2011 issue or go to caranddriver.com.